Welcome to another bonus edition of Strange New Pod, your number one source for all the upcoming Strange New World news and content. I'm your captain and host, Julian Brown, alongside the best bridge crew this side of Amok time, Lieutenant Commander Hawk and Captain Give Me All the Ponfar, Girafe. Welcome, Jolan True. How we doing tonight, guys?
Not too bad.
Great. I mean, I got to wake up. Actually, you woke me up.
I did.
By sending me a Spock trailer. And that's the first thing I did today. Before even like stepping out of bed, I watched that trailer.
It's what best friends do. They send you Spock porn.
MVP. I have a list if you want, but we can exchange that later.
Yeah. We'll do that later. To answer Joaquin Slowly's question, to try to play both at once, the question is yes. That didn't actually happen last time, so I don't know. The internet and OBS is a wild animal. Huck, how you doing, man?
Not too bad. Kind of watch these a little later in the evening, and that we don't really get access to them in Canada the way you guys do. So, yeah, I'm okay.
Good.
Glad to be here tonight.
Good. It's gonna be fun tonight. We do have two of the big three. With the big three being number one Spock and Pike. We have two of their character breakdowns in Spock and number one, otherwise known as Una Chin Riley. We're gonna get right into it, guys. Same format as Tuesday and Wednesday. We're gonna watch it. Big. We're gonna be quiet. We'll give our thoughts and then we'll break it down shot for shot. So here we go. I'm gonna mute us. We're gonna watch the first trailer. Our favorite Vulcan is up first, and that is Spock. So here we go.
Emotion is illogical. Knowledge is vital. We have less than 1 hour before comet impact.
You do a lot of reminding people of deadlines, sir.
She does have a point, Spock.
On my world, I was forced to prove I belong. In Starfleet, I am accepted for who I am. Half human, half Vulcan. I am, quite simply, Spock.
I don't know.
Which is speaking about Vulcan erotica. What do you want me to do right now?
I don't know. I don't know, Girafe. That seems like quite the teaser and trailer to wake up to. Let's start with you. Your thoughts on this 30-second just explosion of Spock.
Me? You really want me to start?
Yes, I want. Yes, I said.
Are you sure? Because after Hawk is gonna say, "Well, Jeff said everything."
But that's like if Picard, we got the Picard season 3 trailer and not letting him go first. That would be like an insult. So this is your character. Exactly. This is your love. I'm surprised that Ethan Peck isn't sitting next to you right now, the stand-in, the standee.
He's over there.
He's over there. He's just in the corner.
Yeah,
yes, your thoughts. Your thoughts first, please.
He's right there, screaming over her shoulder.
Okay, that moment, like, okay, that trailer. They read our tweets. They're like in our AO3. They know what is going to make us go insane. Like they're like all the other trailer. I mean, they were good, but they're like kind of like, a 6. They were like, Spock, we're gonna go like 27, 38. And basically there's everything in it that's going to make everybody go nuts. In a good way or in a bad way. But like you cannot watch this and be in Trekkie and be like,
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
Like they were like, hold my beer. We're gonna do a trailer. It's so toxic that all the fandom is gonna lose their mind. And basically they threw everything at us. Like everything. Like they went just like Amok time. They're like, you know what's gonna piss off everybody? We're gonna do Amok time. Bring the Learpass, bring Vulcan, bring T'Pring.
I mean, I think
Are we gonna get a trailer for T'Pring?
I don't think T'Pring is like a main character, so probably not her own individual.
She's like 90% of Spock trailer right now, so I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
I totally see it focused on just one episode.
One or two. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's like bringing all the ladies to the yard. Like basically, he's like in every single trailer. Every single one, like having a date, having like a mind melt, going to the restaurant, saying to somebody like, "Oh, you're the best officer," and you're like, what is you doing? What is happening? And then they just went like, oh yeah, on the trailer we're gonna like make him kiss somebody, and you're like, bold choice. Bold. I mean, I'm here for this. I'm absolutely here for this. I don't know what's going on. I have so many theories.
I like theories,
should I go
especially
now,
if they
or should I
include
wait?
bunnies. No, do your theories now, because we're gonna then go. Well, do they have to do with stuff that we're gonna go like shot for shot for?
Yeah, also that.
Okay, so save it for then. Hawk,
Yeah.
your thoughts on the trailer? Actually, real quick, I just
Wait, when he screams, it's just like pure. Let's fuck with all the fandom. We don't even know where he's screaming. We don't know what he's screaming at. They're just like, make him scream.
let him show emotions and piss off all the Drekkies and gatekeepers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did it in Discovery 2 and everybody lost their mind, right?
Yep.
So they're like, we're going to do it again.
MC Frodis writes, they've decided every trailer Spock is going to have chemistry with whatever lady he's talking to. And then T'Pring. It's so true.
She's so hot, though.
She is, yeah. All right, Hawk, your thoughts on the Spock teaser?
So far, this has been my favorite one this week. It's like Girafe said, it is loaded. You know, if you're a Trekkie in that, this is the one bringing you into the series. Not that it wouldn't, we weren't always going to be there, but yeah, they're throwing everything at us. They're throwing Lurpas. They're throwing T'Pring at us. They're throwing, and again, I love that line about how Vulcan, he was basically forced to prove people wrong. I love that line.
And
the line I could not understand.
Yeah, I had to actually type it out for Girafe, because you know what? I did notice that Star Trek on Twitter, not Star Trek on Paramount Plus, but Star Trek started putting subtitles.
Yeah,
so
but the trailer don't match. So
of course they don't.
he said like I had to prove I outlong or something like that. I had to prove to outlong or something that doesn't make sense, or I didn't understand. I don't know.
Great
That's
job,
what the
Twitter.
subtitles.
Yeah. So like I
Wow.
think I belong is making more sense. So I'm gonna go for that.
Man.
Yeah.
Keep going, Hawk.
What else is there to say? Well, we'll get into a shot by shot breakdown, but this has been my favorite trailer. Yeah, let's bring it on. Let's go.
Let's do it. Yeah, real quick. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say, so far between this one, Uhura, and Ortega's, these are my three favorites. I did think Una's, which we'll get to in a few minutes, is super interesting and has like interesting things but there have been better ones. I mean, this goes like total Spock. Like people wanted Spock. Here's Spock. Here's 30 seconds of Spock talking, making out, and fighting with Lurpas. Like it's
like the fact that we have Spock making out is just making me
I know. It's just
I'm not gonna survive that fucking show. I'm
And,
gonna die. 2 episodes in, I'm gonna be
I think it's all
he lived.
I think it's
She
also
saw this and died.
I think it's also got the best like library music as well for all the teasers like that. I was like, okay, I like it. It's very Dune. It reminded me of Dune. It was cool. What do we say? We're gonna go shot for shot here, break this down.
Let's go.
All right, let's see if I can make it small enough
just
where I'm
gonna
not
say every
cutting
shot
off
so
anybody's
hot.
head. You know what? I think I'm actually gonna put it right next to Hawk. I think that'll work out. So let's bring it back up. Actually, can I pause it? Let me pause it, play it, pause, and then we're gonna shrink. Okay. Okay, I can put it right next to Hawk without really cutting you off. We could still see you, right? Yeah, we could totally still see you. Cool. All right, so let's play it. We're going to rewind. All right, so I don't even need to hit play yet. Let's go immediately. We see the first shot of Vulcan.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at this.
They really did a good job, whether this is the AR screen or CG.
And you know what? They fixed the fucking insanity of Discovery, because as much as I love Discovery fucked with Vulcan way too much. Like 2 moons? Have you watched any Star Trek? Like, I'm sorry, the Vulcan Forge is a forest? She runs in the forest with a giant spider. I was outraged. And like here we see the Vulcan Forge. Like, look at this. Beautiful. Like, that's how,
Yeah.
That's how you imagine Vulcan, right?
Yep.
Not a forest.
No, like something that's almost inhospitable to
Yeah.
humanoid life.
Yeah, you need like that discipline to just survive in that place,
Yep.
And like, I hope we're gonna get like where a little bit more backstory, like you have in TAS, with Yesteryear, where they just like send their kid for like surviving 10 years in the desert, 10 days in the 10 years, 10 days in the desert. But you see it in ENT too, like this very hostile, environment with people that are just like broken into it. I like it.
Yeah, it almost broke Archer, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Well, yeah, he kind of like got possessed after like by
he
Serac.
got Serac, yeah.
He got Serac.
Let's move on to another frame. Okay, so the giving of the necklace. I'll let this play out to when T'Pring's actually putting this necklace. Oh, okay, I actually want to freeze frame.
Gorgeous.
I want to freeze frame on this shot of Ethan Peck here real quick because I put this into Discord as well. Is anybody else getting hardcore Leonard Nimoy vibes from his look here? Because
I can think. I looked at it. It's just like can think. Like, how can you think of anything? And for once, in all the trailers, he actually looked great.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
MC said, I'm getting hardcore something. That's exactly what I said on Discord.
It is. Hawk, what do you think of this? Do you think he looks like Nimoy here?
Yeah, this is probably the closest he's looking to Nimoy. Not again, not the product and the hair and that very just simple
eyebrows, Vulcan hair. He looks very Nimoy here.
He
it's
looks
awesome.
a little bit messy too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can't wait to see the Vulcan fashion because they've done such a great job in Discovery
With the costume department.
The robes and stuff. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Okay, so we have Spock here in a chair saying,
I wonder something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, before we go to that, because I have so many things to say about that. The necklace.
We'll get there.
you
It's
think
later on. It's later
Oh,
on.
it's later?
Yeah, I thought it was there. We're going to get to the necklace.
So that's the
towards the
TOS. That's the TOS quarters.
Yep, TOS quarters. Yep.
And actually, you see in Discovery too at the end in Such Sweet Sorrow when he goes back to being an officer, and too when he disappeared and she's Michael
in
and
the pilot,
Pike.
in the season premiere when Michael goes aboard, she is investigating his quarters. Yeah,
like this red thing, and I really like the fact that I can imagine that if you grew up on Vulcan, where like everything is so red, and you go live on a Starfleet starship where everything is so white and blue, you'd be like, please paint something red in this. I can't, like, my eyes are being like,
yeah.
It's just screwing with his rods and cones.
Yeah, absolutely. But I do feel like headcanon.
Yeah. I believe in this scene he's talking about how I think like emotion is illogical and feeling is illogical.
I feel like we're getting a piece of a conversation in that.
Oh yeah,
because, we've been down that road before in that, but he's so different when he's away from Vulcan.
I like the fact that he has real books.
Yes. Yep. We're gonna keep going. Beautiful shot of the Enterprise. There's been a lot of those. Okay, so we are in Spock's quarters with T'Pring again. This is some kind of Vulcan meditation, like co-mind meld.
Can we just address the fact that Vulcan are such a fucking hazard in a starship with all these fucking candles everywhere? Like, you remember like Tuvok saying like, I have a special derogation to have like an open flame. I was like, you're gonna burn down the place, man. Stop. Look at all these candles. Like, what? How? Why?
Look,
how is
I'm pretty sure that starships have automated fire suppression systems. I'm not too worried about it.
100%.
Still, in anything, I don't want, even in my apartment, I don't want that many candle anywhere, dude. That's a hazard. Come on.
MC Frotus, he has a set to the sexy mood. Oh man,
the furnitures are gorgeous.
Holographic candles.
They could be holographic candles. That's true. It's very true.
I love the furniture. Look at this. This
is
absolutely beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, Spock's quarters are freaking sweet. Moving on. Okay, so he's all like, an asteroid or the comet is like, this many seconds away from hitting said planet, which looks a lot like Earth. We're gonna get to that comet in a second, but I love this whole banter between Spock and then we see the comet. That's okay. Let's talk about the comet. We've said this before in a couple of the other trailers. That's Earth. That's Earth.
No, okay, wait. TOS just went to a planet and was like, oh, this is exactly like Earth, but it's not Earth, and then never explained anything about it. So, wait. Miri. Is that Miri? Yeah, Miri.
It might be Miri.
Yeah. So everything is possible. It's old school Trek.
Hawk, what do you think?
Anything
Earth or
can
no?
happen.
No, definitely not Earth, because this is definitely that planet that we see in the first couple trailers, and that with basically, I think they have to deal with the aftermath of the asteroid colliding with it.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of different planets we see. I'm going to stick to my guns. I think that this is Earth.
I think it's not.
This
Earth.
is it's going to be a Julian is wrong situation again. Giraffe and Hawk are right, so that's fine. But I'm sticking to my guns. I think that this is Earth. I love this banter between Uhura, Spock, and Pike. Uhura's like, you make like a lot of quick. You always compare things in numbers. It's kind of like unsettling. And Pike's like, she's kind of got a point, Spock. Like, I love the look that Pike is like looking over Spock. He's like, you got to do better with that bedside manner, friend.
I so want this so much. I want to see the bridge. I want them talking, because you had this in TOS too.
Oh
You
yeah,
had like this little banter and stuff, and this is the actual like few moments where you had like conversation between Uhura and Spock.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad they're doing this. I like that she's all like cadet,
Mhm.
kinda like sir, you know.
Yeah.
I want more.
What do you think about this banter, Hawk?
I love the banter, and yeah, 70% of each of those episodes was banter between the characters, and that. So I'm really looking forward to that aspect of the show.
Here for it.
Yeah.
All right, we move on.
The
Okay.
hair, man, the hair. What is happening?
I love the hair. But we're back on Vulcan.
Yeah, I know this shot of the hair on Pike.
I mean,
Everybody with
this
the hair.
is like, this is exactly why I waited for Strange New Worlds, and I was so excited because, I watch Amok Time. It's an incredible episode, right?
Yeah.
And I remember watching it for the first time, and it's kind of the first time that you see kind of an alien planet that looks
Mhm.
alien.
Yeah.
In the air, it's like just like California, basically. It's like the Mojave, and I remember everything being so red, being like so alien-y kind of, and like Kirk and McCoy saying like they can't breathe because of the gravity and the air being different. And I'm so glad that they just like basically pimping that with new effects. Like, look at this, it's gorgeous. This is so beautiful.
Hawk, what are you gonna say?
It's so true what Giraffe said in that about that original Amok Time episode. Not just like with the ground and everything and that, they actually trying to take their time with like what they could do with ambient lighting back in the 60s and that, kind of casting the background lighting as very harsh and red looking and that. And yeah, now today, this is why everybody's so excited to go back to Vulcan and that, because like they can kick ass today and that with they're kicking ass with like just these couple screenshots alone of what we're seeing in Vulcan.
Yeah.
And we see like the Leopards, which are different, by the way, a little bit, that the Leopards you see in Enterprise too. So I love the continuation of like all the evolution of all the Leopards in Star Trek, because it's absolutely a stupid weapon, like the Bat-Left, by the way. Don't fight with this. That makes no sense. But like they keep like at it, and I like it. But let's look at the scene, because I can see shit right now. It's very small on my phone. But we have Spock and T'Pring carrying Leopards, right? And there are two people waiting near the gong at the end, and somebody is wearing a Starfleet uniform, and the other person is wearing a dress.
Oh, okay.
And I wonder who they are.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So we know that it goes like, because everybody's like, oh, it's Pornfar. No, because we know he's going to Pornfar in TOS for the first time. It's like very clear. Like, they're not gonna undo this. But that doesn't mean that like there's not other ritual, other fights, other reason for them to do.
I just thought that this is what happens during a Vulcan wedding ceremony. Like, this is how the wedding happens. Like, there's a fight. It's all ceremonial.
No, okay.
Isn't this?
Okay.
But isn't this when?
No.
Isn't this around the same time that Spock and T'Pring do get like this is their wedding?
No, because no, that's not how it works. You really want me to explain that on the podcast? Really? I'm gonna sound like an idiot. But no, it's do you think we will see Amanda Sarek or Cyborg? Oh,
I think we'll see Amanda and Sarek. I don't think we'll
yeah,
see
Amanda and
Cyborg.
Sarek. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Journey to Babel makes it feel like he hasn't seen his parent for quite some time, but whatever. No, the thing is like the ritual marriage is because he's going through porn for or he needs like to fuck or fight.
Right.
This is basically this. But here there's something else going on. Like there's other people there. So maybe he's fighting as the other opponent for T'Pring.
He's a champion for the other person, right?
I think he's gonna be a champion for another person. So something is going on. He's fighting for another person. And I really like it because we've seen Discovery. I'm going to talk so much. We've seen Discovery like with Lethe, and how they brought like all like this backstory to Journey to Babel. And now when I watch Journey to Babel, there's like so much more feelings because they created that whole story behind of Sarek being pissed off his son because he fucked over Michael for him and they don't know it. He doesn't say anything. And it adds so many layers to TOS. And when you watch it, you like know the character so much more. Yeah. So I'm really happy that I don't think they're going to undo Amok Time because we've seen in Discovery, they know their track. They're not going to undo shit. They're going to add all like these like character development and layers. Like, why is he so hurt when T'Pring actually challenges him? Because there's a backstory.
Yep.
And this backstory is going to come. And when she comes on screen, like his face is like, she's my wife. And he's like not happy to see her at all. So there's going to be something. I'm pretty sure she fucked him over. He did a lot for her. And then when he needed her, she bailed. And that's gonna add, I'm so glad because it's gonna add like all like this headcanon I have about all these episodes. It's gonna add like good stories. Yeah. And I'm really about this. So yes.
Go ahead, Hawk. I'm gonna play a little bit more of it so we get to this.
She's covered everything that I was thinking when I was watching this trailer. The whole thing with T'Pring, the backstory.
I should not going first. That's why.
These two who have known each other since childhood. And that there's a whole life between them, and that even like separated.
And that's a great point too, Hawk. That they've known each other since childhood. It is a long relationship. So
yeah, and in TOS he says like he hasn't seen her since childhood, and I call bullshit because Spock always does that. He's like, I don't know that person. It's like, fuck her, it's your mother.
Oh yeah, no, that is such a Spock mood. Like I said a few days ago, Spock doesn't disclose shit. So
yeah,
brother,
you got brother. What? I love this shot of this very screen accurate Vulcan gong that we've seen
and the mallet
in the movies in TOS. Yeah, everything is screen accurate. Like it's, love it. Okay, so he gets handed the Lirpa. I'm gonna play that out. Okay, I'm just gonna pause it mid Lirpa swing. He looks ready, like he's gonna kill someone. Like there's gonna be some blood. I like it. I like this. He's very calm and collected.
Yeah, and it could be like, I mean, I'm pretty sure the other thing too is that they're adding canon to, like they did in Discovery for the Klingon, they add like culture to the different races of Trek, like, stories, religion, ritual. And for Vulcan, we don't have much. If you watch Star Trek, there's actually not much for like a race that's been around since the first episode. And I think they're gonna add more ritual. We know they're like super violent, like by at the core. That's why they have all this logic. So you kind of expect like their ritual to be kind of fucked up, like like literally sending your 10-year-old in the desert for 10 days. Like, what is that? So what is it? Like, I don't know. Like maybe his aunt is marrying and he has to murder somebody. Who knows? Like.
Joaquin slowly brings up a great point. He reveals nothing personal unless he's backed all the way into a corner and forced to, which is absolutely true. He's a vault. Butch LePew Colin asks, were they married in childhood? No, I don't think Vulcans do childhood. I think sometimes they're promised at childhood.
They bond like in childhood, and then they get married when they need to.
Yeah. So
I mean, they're kind of dicks. Like they're not gonna live with each other until like they really have to. Let's be honest.
Yep. Anything else on Lurpas and Amok Time and all these comparisons? Keep
It
going.
makes me rewatch Enterprise, to be honest.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna say that only once.
There he is swinging. And here he is. We have him on an away mission. I'm not going to really go into details about these things because it has to do with previous things we've seen in other teasers, the same kind of like beautiful planet that they've beamed onto. Not a lot to speculate. Okay.
The EV suit, they're putting Spock in an EV suit.
I think I paused this at the exact moment I screenshotted it. It's pretty awesome. Hawk, why is Spock screaming? Ate some bad Mexican?
Possibly. Usually he only gets that worked up when somebody dies or seemingly dies.
Yeah.
You know what he reminds me? He reminds me of Star Trek 09 when he screams at Spock, at Kirk and throws him into the bridge console and he loses his mind because like he's mad. And I think it has to do with maybe what we see is a flashback in Vulcan, and where like he remembers like times where he has been violent or he has killed somebody. Maybe he's killing somebody that has killed somebody in the crew, Like I feel it's something, I feel it's like that abandoned ship where they are, like we see in every single trailer, which I don't know if it's the Enterprise, we don't know if it's another ship, but like they are in that place where they meet the alien, and
these teasers are doing a great job making us wonder if this is the Enterprise or a different Constitution class vessel, and I like that it keeps us guessing.
But like we know the Enterprise is going through some stuff because we see in Chapel's trailer like everything is like broken down and like people on the floor. But here I think he's killing somebody or he's hurting somebody, and that's why he's yelling, because it's the exact same face Quinto has in like when he throws Kirk through the
also in Into Darkness when he does the cheesy as hell con. So
but like that gives me more like 09 vibe when he loses his shit and punch the dick into like a console.
He either thinks or knows somebody's dead. That's the only thing that gets him to that state.
Yeah, fair. Let's keep going. I don't think there's a whole I was about to say I don't think there's a whole lot left. Lies. The kiss that shook the internet. Spock and T'Pring. Oh boy, the internet has been on fire about this today. I don't have anything to say about it.
So, the Enterprise incident.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the original script, he was supposed to kiss the Romulan commander. And Nimoy, being Nimoy, wrote a very like hard letter to Gene Roddenberry saying, I'm not going to do that, right? And actually, Joan Linville said the same thing. They're both alien. They should not reproduce human interaction, and they should do something that suggests it's like erotic and so on. And they do a great job with like what I affectionately call the finger banging, right?
Vulcan finger banging, yeah.
Yeah. And I think it actually adds so much to the episode, because you're like, oh yeah, like different races, different culture, different everything. And I do think that there's the whole trailer turns around and speaks around how he's human too. And I wonder how basically T'Pring's like, okay, let's try the human way, like humor me or something like this, because we know one thing: Vulcans are curious.
Yeah.
Right.
And MC Froda says that this is Spock experimenting with his humanity and T'Pring humor.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. So I do think that that's what it is. Like the way they're like kind of like teenagers, kind of like obvious. Like, come on. So no, it's interesting. It's gonna give us like a lot of information on characters, what we want.
Yeah. Take it. Hawk, what do you think?
It's it's a typical kiss, and that what makes me think is like, because we've been talking all week about Spock kind of making the rounds around the ship and that, and everybody's shipping him with this or that or Chapel and that.
Spock is the village shuttlecraft,
right? And
hey,
all this time,
okay,
all this time I was T'Pring has always been there in his life, right? As his kind of fiance, bonded person, I don't know. And I kind of put it into context like that, as Spock is, being exposed to this huge, broader world and that, and, maybe, and probably this is where he starts to really question, like, if he's going to be with her, in the future.
Yeah.
I think too, like the thing with Chappelle just like hitting him on the head is like, dude, you being dumb or something like that, when like you have your like friend who's like a man and clueless about anything. It's like, I don't think she likes me.
Especially
like,
Spock.
She's been haunting you literally everywhere. What? I didn't see that coming. Yeah. Okay, go. So I do think it's going to be something like this.
Yeah. Okay. So you said you had a theory on this, Giraffe, the necklace.
The necklace. Yes. So you see how it's like what do you call that? A losange? I don't know how you saw that.
Like kind of like a diamond?
Like diamond side. So we have one necklace that Spock speak about. It's in fucking Into Darkness, the Vokaya necklace. And I think it's a deep cut, but it does have the same shape. And I do think it's a Vokaya. And I mean, he says his mother. He says, it's my mother's necklace. First of all, your mother fell into a hole, right? And you didn't take anything with you because your planet exploded. How the fuck do you have your mother necklace? Get out of here. This is the Vokaya necklace. I'm telling you. What do you mean, no giraffe, bad giraffe? You know it is.
We're at that point of the show.
I'm going with this. And he's gonna keep it in symbol of love for him, even if she fucks him over later.
And then he'll give it to Uhura.
Yeah, in the alternate timeline.
In the alternate timeline. Yeah. Hawk, anything on this? I know it's just kind of, Giraffe's the Vulcan expert. Yeah.
I know. I'm just wondering if T'Pring tracks him with this.
That's naughty. That's naughty. We keep going. This is just Spock saying how he's just Spock. He's half human. He's half Vulcan. Really, I'm just Spock. So I love that. That's the end of this trailer. Any final thoughts before we move on to number 1?
Yes. Sorry, Hawk, go first. Because after you're gonna tell me like she said everything.
You're doing a fantastic job breaking this down. It's like, what do I have to add to this that she hasn't already said?
I think it's great because, like, again, like Spock is such an important character for everybody, and especially for biracial people. There's like, I'm this, but I'm that, but everybody's just telling you you're half and half, and they're like, no, I'm this and that.
Yeah.
I can be Vulcan and human. I can be both. And sure, I need to experiment in some stuff because I've not been brought up on everything in both sides, right? But it's still part of me, and I still need to learn, or I still want to learn, or I still want to know. And it's important to find these like in between places where you can actually be both. And I think it's a beautiful trailer, like saying it couldn't be both in Vulcan, it couldn't be both on Earth, but it can be both in Starfleet, and that's great.
Yep.
I want to know more. Like people were like, speak. Ugh, we don't care. Okay, like, you're not who you fuck. People, grow up. You are who you are, okay?
Any other final thoughts on Spock?
I think we're good.
Think we're good? All right. Yeah. On to number 1. Let's do it. I'm going to mute us.
All I ever wanted since I first saw the stars was to join Starfleet.
You're the best first officer in the fleet. You're an example to all of us.
As a senior officer, I don't get to be part of the crew anymore.
Oh, no, that's not because you're a senior officer. It's because you terrify people. Battle station!
Security breach at airlock 4.
Who's backup?
I'm your backup.
You're fun.
That's really just a fun little teaser for number 1 and Rebecca Romaine. Hawk, your thoughts on the Una trailer?
Sorry, just finishing watching.
Yep.
This was a good trailer, but it felt a little not quite as full as the other ones. In fact, a little empty considering how important this character is in the show. and we hear like Pike just almost overwhelming her with praise in that, you're the best first officer in Starfleet, and you're an example to us all in that, which is fantastic, but also like sets her up for like kind of a huge fall at some point.
Huge fall on a very high bar, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That, and we find, it's like classically first officers are little distance from the crew, and that, to a point, Riker was always kind of, friendly and that, but he was a first officer first, and always ran his ship like,
yeah,
like
Riker was always the exception, right? Because Spock was very distant from the crew. Then you had Riker, who was, he played in the poker games. He was friendly. You go to Deep Space Nine. Kira was kind of friendly, but she's also a badass and did her Bajoran thing. And Chakotay had a very hard job on Voyager. Trying to be both a friend and a commander to the Maquis crew, while also trying to like be Janeway's Federation first officer. So, and then, I mean, listen, the amount of first officers and command changes in Discovery, we can go on it for a whole show for an hour. So, and then Enterprise, Enterprise was weird, right? Like Trip, and it was like between Trip and T'Pol, right? So we never quite know.
T'Pol is the...
I thought it was actually, really, I thought it was Trip.
Trip is chief engineer.
I know, but I thought he was also his number one, no?
He's more in the best. He was more of his best friend in that,
okay.
like when you come down to it, it was T'Pol.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Giraffe, your thoughts on this trailer? Unless Hawk, did you have anything else on this?
I was just gonna add, like, with her and that, we hear that she kind of terrifies the crew, and I don't know how to take that.
Rules with an iron fist, maybe, right? Like,
okay, so I have things to say about this.
Okay, do
it. Yeah. So I'm a number one, right? It's my job.
Yeah.
And I always call myself number one, and people think I'm like number one, and I'm like, no, I'm the XO. I'm the first officer. I'm not the one. I'm not the top. I'm like the number one. But anyway. People should watch Star Trek. Yes. I work with people that don't watch Star Trek. It's very hard. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So that thing, what she's saying, like, I'm not part of the crew, and I'm number one. I'm first officer, and they're like, yeah, you're not part of the crew because you terrify them. Like, that is so true. When in this position, like, people know that, okay, the boss takes the order, but gives the order, but you're the one making every single people around actually follow the order, So you're the asshole being on everybody's butt all the time, being like, hey, we need to do this,
Yeah.
So, you are the iron fist, right? So people think you're terrifying when actually you just like implementing, right? And so I really like this because I feel Una is this. She's like steel. We see it in Q&A, we see it in Discovery 2, even in The Cage, right?
Yeah.
And I really love the fact that they gave that character a chance, because there's so much. Think about it. This is a character we see literally for 2 episodes, right? I mean, 1 episode, The Cage, right?
Yeah.
Which is a fucking long episode, by the way. And there's so much in like these characters that they're like, everybody has been spinning around for like 40 years on them.
Yeah.
And again, Majel Barrett does an amazing job. She's very enigmatic. She has like these like coolness. And I really like that in Q&A, they actually explore that she's kind of an engineer. She's like inventing stuff. I don't know. But I do think I wonder if she doesn't have like kind of a Vulcan side, in
Q&A, right? Like you get a very
in Q&A, the way she deals with Spock, you're like, she has dealt with these motherfuckers before. Like, absolutely, how she like breaks him out of his shell, and make him sing in an elevator. She breaks Spock out of that shell, but she breaks her shell too with him. And she's like, you cannot say anything about this. This never happened. This is between us. And, and you're going to forget everything that has happened here. And I'm like, wow. Yeah, because she's the number one. She cannot afford having one of the crew being, oh, she's being silly. She's my friend. You cannot play favorite at all. And I'm pretty sure there's something about Una that we're going to get to explore. First of all, where is he? Where is he? I'm speaking I like speaking with you, Hawk, but I like pissing off Julian more.
I know. Oh, don't worry. He gets to listen to this back, later.
True. He's going to be like, Giraffe. What the hell?
What are you saying? I do like everything you said about her in that. And she has to have that armor on as a first officer in that. She has to be that, in order to get anything done.
You have
and
to.
It's almost and it's really a shame because underneath that is this awesome, warm, gregarious, fun person.
Yeah. But super smart too. Insanely smart.
That's that whole thing. That game she was playing with Spock there, that would have broken a lot of people at some point. And she kept on, question, answer.
Apparently she's the one who invented the replicators, the protein system in the replicators are her doing. It's not really said, but in Q&A, they're which system of replicator do you prefer? And she's the Una something. And Spock goes oh wow, I do think that she has kind of that coldness and reserve that we see in Michael at the beginning of Discovery too. So I wonder if there's not this backstory of her being raised on Vulcan too. I would love this. I mean, I would not love this because they did it with Michael, but I think there is an interesting backstory with Una. And the other thing is that her last name is Riley, and Riley is one of my favorite character in TOS, and I want them to be brother and sisters. I want this to be because they both sing.
Yes.
And I'm listen, this is not a coincidence. They cannot call her Una Riley and have, what is he, a lieutenant? I think he's a Lieutenant Riley. I don't remember. I'm gonna get murdered again because I get it wrong. Riley being that dude that spends literally one full episode in 2 episodes singing his head off through the shit. That moment where Kirk goes not again. It's one of my favorites. One more time. Not again. When he sings with he wants to hear Hura sing because he's stuck in engineering. I really hope there's something. You cannot call her Riley with no callback to the Riley. So
they're at the very least they're cousins.
They're cousin, they're I think I would like them to be brother and sisters. And have this Irish singing backstory, but she ended up being, maybe she ended up entering the VSA, Vulcan Science Academy, and that's why she's so bright, but she's not Vulcan. And I have to say that at the end of where is Julian? I can talk for hours like this. At the end of the trailer, Twitch, have you noticed that she has a Vulcan hairdo and Vulcan eyebrows? Please tell me you've seen that.
I know. Well, I had to, you made me rewatch those frames again. And I guess I don't know because I'm really bad at judging eyebrows. It's I think
Come on,
I can recognize Romulan eyebrows pretty easily in that, but it's a judgment call at that point. I think with that last frame.
So that whole time I was gone, this is the eyebrow discussion, wasn't it?
No, we spoke about
Riley.
Oh.
Yeah, Riley, that she's maybe Riley's sister.
Nice.
Good question. If number 1 was related to Riley, wouldn't she also be involved in the Tarsus 4 colony? That's a good question.
That is. We'll see.
Need to address the Tarsus 4 wall craziness heads on.
Maybe that's what this is. What she's over on. We're gonna get to it in a minute.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I had a kiddo emergency. I had to.
Don't worry. I spoke nonstop.
Good. That's good. That's good. I hope you gave Hawk at least 30 seconds.
Not even. He didn't get. He got 10 seconds. That is all.
Let's break this thing down. Yeah, shot by shot. So we'll do the same thing again. I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit this. I'll hit replay. I will pause. And we're going to make this small. So it's next to Hawk here. All right. So we start off immediately with a shot of the Enterprise, and I'll make it a little bit smaller because it's cutting off Hawk a little bit. There we go.
You can see.
Yeah. So, and how, since she was a kid, all she wanted to do was be in Starfleet. We keep going. We see her in, a lot of people think that this is the very front of the Enterprise where all those windows are under on top of like those 3 circular windows. Like this is like their 10 forward, which is
gorgeous.
Yes.
Gorgeous. It actually reminds me of
orange.
Yeah.
By the way, look through the windows. Where the fuck are they if that's not Vulcan?
It's not Vulcan. Look at the planet all the way to the left. Go ahead.
No,
Is that Orion?
No, that's not where they are. That's like, I think they can project stuff. Because see, there's like a place, and then there's
There's a planet.
Right.
There's a planet.
Oh yeah, there's a planet. Oh,
and it's a very like blue planet. So
Fire
it's
me.
not Vulcan. Yeah, you're fired. It's okay.
Yeah, but there's like rings though.
Yeah, there's rings.
Orion.
Yeah, Orion. Yeah.
Orion.
So, and a lot of people think that the ship that they see Hawk when they're getting fired upon in some of the other teasers is an Orion vessel. So,
I need Uhura to do launch act in there for the crew. Hey, Celia Gooding sings.
She does.
And that is not a coincidence. Believe me, we're gonna get some Uhura singing. This is happening, man.
Yeah.
Would we get a musical episode possibly?
I would love one.
No.
I know you're anti-musical. We're gonna keep going.
I am no.
This is not the same Pike scene as her talking to Pike. Is that Spock? I that might be Spock she's talking to, but
that's not Spock.
I thought I thought that was Leanne.
Oh, La'an, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe
okay,
Ortega. I don't
La'an
know.
or Ortega's, yeah. We keep going. Okay, so
Again,
It's
this
Leon.
hairdo, man.
well, the hairdo. I love that they brought back the away mission jacket from the cage. It makes me so happy that they have these jackets. I know it's like a little tiny thing, but I think it's so cool. We get the Una name bar. We see this shot from when they first announced who everybody was playing. Next to Spock, I'm sure this is them maybe taking their stations. We keep going, and then this is the scene where Pike is like, "Listen, you're the best first officer in all of Starfleet. Like, you're an example for us all." This is a lot for a captain to say to their first officer. Like you said, Hawk, like this is putting a lot of pressure on her. Do you want to expand on that?
I mean, I think she's someone who will meet that challenge and that, but I mean, it is a big test for her, but again, from what we've seen in that, this is someone who went shot for shot with Spock and that in an elevator, question and answer, and that for hours.
Yeah. Great point. Yeah.
She's up to the task, but Girafe and I were talking a lot about what it means to be a first officer and that, and just be cut off and divorced from your crew and that in certain aspects, so
yeah.
I'm just hoping that it doesn't completely crush that awesome personality that's inside there.
Yeah. Giraffe, anything on this?
No.
Keep going. Okay, so we see Starbase 1, which we saw in Discovery.
I just want to know why she's not in the first officer of the Enterprise, and when Spock becomes first officer, what happens? I hope they tell us.
I think, maybe we get that next season. Maybe we get that near when the show ends. Maybe she dies.
Shut up!
I
Where
know it
else
was gonna
would
come
she
to that,
go, right? Like, I don't know. Why wouldn't Kirk keep on such a accomplished first officer?
Yeah, but like better story than she dies. Come on, what?
I know they don't have to kill. I know. Starbase 1, we see it in Discovery Season 2. The Klingons take it over. It looks back and upgraded, which is always good to see. This is we've seen about it is gorgeous.
Sorry, I have a light problem.
No, that's fine. We've seen about 6 different angles of this shot and all the other teasers. It's all the crews taking their stations, I'm assuming, right before Enterprise leaves Earth space dock. Not really a whole lot going on here. This is moving really fast. Like you said, Hawk, not a lot of substance in this teaser, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mostly it's like, we're trying to find the answers to it.
Yeah. Just, her giving side eyes, giving looks, not really telling people what's going on. I actually like this shot a lot. This is very, like I said, that Ethan Peck kind of looked like Leonard Nimoy in the Spock teaser. I get very like big Michelle Barrett vibes from this specific shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great.
That's what I was saying. Like, you can see Nimoy in Peck. You can see Barrett in Ramin. I cannot say her last name.
Romaine. Like Romaine lettuce.
How is that?
I know it. Yep.
That's all right.
It's spelled Romagen and it's
well, it
pronounced
looks
romaine.
like-
I know.
Life is hard when you're frying, I swear. I can see Nicole's in Gooding. But again, Chapel is the one that I can't.
You can't
And
make
it's
the...
good because it's Michelle Barrett's too, and
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
they need to divorce her from the two roles, right?
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Why do you mean Kirk is sexist? What is happening on the chat?
Okay, so look at this though. So everybody was talking about the white corridors, but look, they do still have that orange red accent, which is really cool, like up on the roofs, keeping that classic Enterprise look. I really dig that.
Why is everybody yelling your name? Why is it Julian? What did you do while I was?
Wait, people are yelling my name?
Yeah, on the chat, there's like Julian. All capital.
because I said Una might die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they say maybe MC says that not every first officer is Riker and refuses promotion, so maybe she became a captain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So we see that
That's a good theory.
these two, it is a good theory. These two possibly have a friendship or some weird relationship. Okay. That was her and Lon, by the way. Look, Una is clearly possessed in this image. She's got some red dot by her throat. Something is going on here. Of the motion picture and V'ger.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, interesting. I was not going at that at all. We've seen exactly the same thing in Discovery when they tried to kill Sarek. You know the thing he like puts into his arm,
Yes.
like the guy, and then he glows red like this,
Yeah.
and then he blows up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's like, I think.
Wait
it's
a
kind of like,
second. Is Una a secret Vulcan extremist posing as a human?
Oh, that's too far even for me. Julian, that's too far even for me. A logic extremist? You imagine?
Oh my god.
Okay, so apparently when they pan out her, okay, so yeah, she's completely glowing red. Something is happening here. Something is happening here to Una. She's over La'an. We saw La'an fighting Una in the La'an Noonien Singh teaser. Obviously, this is not.
Maybe she's gonna have a light baby like Troy.
That episode.
Could be. Or Powers and White Eyes.
You know, for someone who doesn't watch a lot of
Mitchell.
TNG, you have a lot of good TNG references when it comes
Dude,
to
I have all the terrible TNG references because you know that I'm gonna watch TNG, I'm gonna forget about Measure Out of a Man. But the one where like Troy gets pregnant, have a kid, and the kids die in the span of like 45 minutes and nobody talks about it anymore, you know that's gonna be the one.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna remember.
Any other theories on this before we move on?
No, but like I like the fact that most probably they're both fighting because they're trying to for the other one not to die. I think
Or
that's
like
that
cause
kind
like
of fight.
a warp core reaction, or
Yeah, I think like they're like, I'm gonna die, but not you. I'm gonna die, but not you. It's kind of that fight.
yeah.
That Black Widow Hawkeye fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get more of these two about like how, oh no, she terrifies people. Not, you know, which is, it was funny. We see her laughing. We see this really cool shot of the Enterprise being pursued by a very strangely shaped vessel. Maybe this is another, this isn't what people thought were the Orions, but this does look like it could be an Orion vessel as well. And I just want
You
to say,
think it's an Orion vessel?
I don't know. I'm guessing it actually looks like a Reaper from Mass Effect, if I get anything from that. But
Do you think it can be a bird of prey?
I hope not, because it's not what bird of preys look like.
Yes, because I'm thinking like this ship is pursuing them, firing on them, and they do get boarded at some point.
Yep.
But when you actually freeze in that and you see them, it almost looks like some sort of a Raiders ship.
Yeah,
they look like
Scavengers,
wrong packlets.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, but they fire green, so that's why I was like, Romulans? But no. The thing I'm saying is because like it looks like it's decloaking. You know, you see it like kind
I
of
think it's
appear.
just. Well, I think it's kind of just because it's coming out of a cloud, right?
Cloud in
that was
space.
a cloud. Yeah, like a nebula. A nebula.
A nebula. Okay.
Nebulas have like chemical clouds and dust.
I
clouds.
don't know. You think I'm a scientist? Have you met me?
I'm not going to answer that question. We get a great shot of...
You could be a scientist.
You could be a scientist. Great shot of Una here. We know that Enterprise gets bored and she's yelling battle stations. Everybody's firing phasers on the bridge. We do see after this image cuts that there is a boarding party coming out of the turbo lift. We don't know who these people are, but like we said, they're possibly...
It's the Borg Queen.
It's the Borg Queen. Scavengers of some kind, maybe.
I think it's the dusters that give it away.
Yeah.
I want to say that it's great TOS tradition that every single rando managed to take over the Enterprise.
I know.
It's got to happen at least once, right?
The number of time Kirk just loses the Enterprise to like people that should not be able to take the flagship of Starfleet ever is beautiful. Like... And I like that these guys, like, they look dirty. They look like, half-assed.
They don't look like they should be able to take over a Federation.
And they're just, like, on the bridge and shooting at everybody. And you're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Who fucked up?
Yeah. Finally, we get this shot of Una saying, Lon saying, who's going to be my backup? And Una's like, I'm going to be your backup. So these two have some kind of, like, mentoree relationship going.
His eyebrows. Look at these eyebrows. Look at this. I'm sorry. I'm not making shit up.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
Stop laughing. Stop laughing. It's true. Look at this.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
I like this Kent's uniform. I'm really happy.
I want that uniform.
They are Vulcanish. Thank you.
They are. No.
I like the fact that they have dresses and pants.
Before we started recording, when you went away, Hawk and I were debating if you were crazy or not, with the eyebrows.
But every time I start looking at it now, it's like, oh god,
it is.
And the hairdo, she has T'Pol's hairdo. Come on, from Amok Time. Like, you think these guys are gonna like put this image in and be like, nobody's gonna notice. It's just like a style we gave. We're gonna put like her eyebrow like slightly straight, like because it's Star Trek and it means nothing. Like, you can mess with people's eyebrows in Star Trek without like hinting at something. Yeah. I'm sorry. So my theory is that she goes as Troy goes like undercover as a Romulan, or Kirk goes undercover as a Romulan in the Enterprise incident. Maybe she goes undercover as a Vulcan for like some XYZ, and that's why she's the backup.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Anything else on this scene? No?
I like that she's asshole.
You're fun, she says, and that's how the trailer ends. And we are at the end of both of these teasers. Anything else before we head to the mailbag? No? Good?
I think I was.
Yeah.
Giraffe she's so tall.
Giraffe said it all. She did. This was Giraffe show tonight with much respect.
What do you think is going to happen when Strange New World is going to be on screen? Like, what do you think?
Giraffe's the captain now.
You're gonna have to fire me. I can speak for an hour and a half on every like TOS episode already.
I'm just every time that we think you're gonna start gonna go over time, we're just gonna hit the.
Just shut up.
No, you should do like like a Oscar music when I speak too long and like it plays the music.
Oh, we'll totally.
And like
play
that means
off.
like you need to stop talking. It's gonna be great.
No, just
please
one more
give
minute,
me
please,
hints.
please. Yeah. I will give you hints, I promise. I tried to do it a little bit tonight. I don't know if you picked up on them. We'll see. The podcast magic, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the mailbag. We have a very short mailbag, but we do have some, and let's hit it.
Hailing frequencies are open.
And Hawk, why don't you take Haven's?
Sure. Haven wrote number 1. I really don't know much about Una, so she's probably the one character I am most excited for. Knowing how much Jean fought for a woman on the bridge makes me so excited to see her. May Una's legacy last until the year 2401 and beyond. Also, I wish so bad that Julian's April Fool's joke was real.
What joke?
I put out a breaking news image that Star Trek V of the Final Frontier was getting a director's edition, and that William Shatner was going to finally tell us what God needs with a starship. Yeah. So, and a couple of people bought it. It made me very happy. So, Draft, close it out with Mag's mailbag.
Mag
please.
wrote, I second Haven. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's the That's the handle. Sorry. I second heaven. In the celebration of giving the original number one her place, I do hope they reserve a bit of Majel in her character. I have to say, I'm quite glad that Majel, I don't know, I'm kind of torn. Is Majel more Nurse Chapel or Majel is more Una or vice versa?
Or is she
God.
walks on a
I would
Troy,
say
or
she's
is
more-
she the ship's computer? I mean,
I think, yeah, but in TOS we see her so much as Chapelle. Like you kind of want to see Majel in Chapelle, right? But in the end, maybe I'm glad that we're gonna see more Majel in Una.
Yeah.
Because I think she was a badass, and I think that
I agree with that.
Una has more of like she was the number one. You know, she's the first lady of Star Trek. She was like Jean's like right hand, and I think it's fitting. Maybe.
Yeah.
I have to think about it.
That's going to do it for this one, guys. I know people are asking right now when we're going to see the Captain Pike teaser. Generally, studios don't put stuff out on the weekends. This could be a very, different situation. It's the one more left. It's Captain Pike. They could do it tomorrow morning. If they do, I'm not sure we'll go live just for one. Not really a point, even though it's the captain. I know it's like the biggest deal. I also have
I think it's gonna go maybe on Monday, and then the trailer for
if it does happen on Monday, we'll maybe do a quick short like half-hour breakdown of that. If it's this weekend, it probably won't happen, but we'll do all of our breakdown on it.
I don't care. I have the Twitch
Instagram,
login, so I can talk by myself.
You could, and then I would just hit like the end button remotely and. mutiny. But this is fun. This was fun, guys. And all of these, if this is the last one we do, have been really fun. So I'm glad that we've had this week together doing these. But let's call it a night. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Hopefully it's nice. Hopefully there's some good weather, and we'll see Captain Pike, and maybe we'll see the Enterprise this weekend or Monday. But something's coming. To Pring. For Hawk. For Girafe, I'm Julian. Live long and prosper. Majram, and good night.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.